Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday night training with G and Peggy. Tonight G has stayed up till what is it now? 12:30 where she's at, and she's gonna do a little training for us, and I think you guys will be excited about it. So G, take it away, girl.
Hi everybody. I just wanted to share some really great tips on how to get this whole attraction magnet thing going. So tonight's sort about how to be an attraction magnet, and it's about getting this feeling going, this passion, this energy, this excitement about what you're doing. Because when you start to get that, this feeling of just absolute joy starts to build and it starts to grow and the momentum just starts to flow. And once you've got this whole momentum and this whole sort of energy thing going, everything just becomes so much fun. Getting out and talking to people is so effortless, and people are attracted to you like it's everything that you want just starts to land in your lap. And so I just wanted to go through a few things that I've been doing this week, which has just been, we've had an incredible week this week. We've had everything that we wanted has literally just fallen into our laps. We've been invited to incredible meetups and networking opportunities in the most incredible places and meeting the most incredible people, things that, people that you don't normally meet. That kind of thing. We've had people come to me in person and ask me what I'm doing, and I've been really excited about what I'm doing and why I'm so abnormally happy. In the UK things are really, really conservative, so if you are a little bit sort of happy, people want to know what's going on. They want to know what meds you're on, and is it natural? Can they have some? So the really exciting thing is that anything and everything that I've been doing this week is free, it's easy, and you guys can do it too. And I think the biggest thing that has changed for me and has shifted for me this week is about harnessing this feeling of knowing that everything is going to be absolutely great. So in the past, I thought I had this this certainty, this clarity that everything was going to fall into place. But now I realize that it was a little bit more of wishful thinking. And so I was sort of thinking, yes, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work. But I think I wasn't as confident about it working as I have been this week. And the results are just phenomenal. So I've got a few points here, so I'm just going to go through them a little bit. And I want to sort of show you why I believe it's sort of really helped for me. The thing is, why I want to focus on and why I have been focusing on feeling this week is because how when you're thinking about things, there's so many different sayings that people say, like, I've got a really good feeling about this, or this really feels like it's meant to be, or I've got a gut feeling that this is going to work, or I'm just feeling my way through trying to find things out and sort of see how things work. And so we are very much emotional beings and we're very much feeling beings. And the nice thing about that is that when you're talking, the feelings are conveyed a lot stronger than what you're saying. And so you can actually say the completely wrong thing, and still still evoke the right emotion and the right interest from your people. So the first thing that I changed this week was I got really clear on what I wanted to achieve, and by that I sort of had a look at what I was doing, and I said, these things are really distracting me. They're clouding my judgment. They're just sort of holding me back. It just felt like baggage, like a weight that I was having to drag along. So I've actually cleared away a lot of things that I don't do necessarily every day, but they just in the background there. Those kinds of things where you think, I have to get round to that, I have to commit to this, and it's not really what I want to be doing, but I sort of feel bad that I don't, and all this kind of thing. So we've actually cleared out a lot of stuff. And when you've got that clarity and that focus, because you've cleared the decks, all of a sudden your energy just starts to flow because you unblocked in a way, and you've got this feeling and this momentum, and it all starts to grow. And that's been incredible. So with the clarity, when you know and you're clear on what you want to do, you also have this certainty, and it's this I think the only way that I can describe it is when you know something is going to happen. So maybe it's like in the early days, maybe when you're dating and you just get the feeling that you know something is going to happen. So like when Neil was going to propose, I knew he was going to propose. I knew it. I was completely certain about it. There was no question about it, and it happened, and it was brilliant. Other things, just things that I wanted to do, and I knew with certainty that it was going to happen, and it has happened. And so when you've got the clarity and you've got that incredible certainty, all of a sudden, you're so set in your path, and you're so on fire, and you're so alight that nothing can sort of sway you. People come and they want to talk to you about things, or you sort of know how to navigate things as well. So really get clear on what you want, and get that sort of that concrete certainty that things are going to work. When you have this unconditional sort of self-belief in yourself, it doesn't matter what's going to happen or how outside influences try to sort of distract you, because it's just not going to happen. So other things that I've been doing this week is I've been playing with my visualizations. So visualizations are amazing. They're really important for sports, athletes and that kind of thing, because when you can actually see yourself achieving something or being something or, going somewhere, it really does come true. So I've been playing with visualization. So I've got my visualization that I do for, the business and all that kind of thing, but I've also been playing with it. And I just wanted to play with it to see, if I could, just test it and play with it. And what I've been doing is, because I have to drive a lot for work, I've been visualizing that when I get onto the road, cars just move. They just move out of my way. They just cross over into the lanes, and I've got this clear pathway. And do you know what? It's been happening every single day. I've not got into one traffic jam this week. It has been incredible. So that has just been so much fun. And the other thing I've been visualizing is just finding parking spots. And every single day, and like in London, parking spots are pretty scarce and rare to find. But by visualizing it and having the clarity, knowing what I'm wanting, and having the certainty that I'm going to find it, everything is just falling into my lap. And it was really funny. This morning, Neil had to go to a physio appointment, and it's literally just down the road. So he was in the driving seat, and he was stressed because he only had like 2 minutes to get there, and he was really panicking. And as we got into the road, this really old, cranky little car pulled in front of Neil, and he couldn't go. This car was doing like 10 miles an hour, and I could see Neil wanting to like ram it. And then that car pulled over, and as that car pulled over, there were like 2 more little cranky cars pulled in front of Neil. And what Neil was attracting were all these cars that were slowing him down because he was stressed, and that's what he was expecting. As soon as I dropped Neil off, the roads opened, and I was off on my merry way. And it's just really amazing to see how you really attract things into your life. And that's a really important lesson for me this week as well, is know that your thoughts become things. Where you focus your energy, that is where, where your focus goes, that's where your energy flows. And like attracts like. So, what Neil and I have been doing this week a lot is telling a different story. Don't tell the same old story that you have been telling yourself. That all the things that you might say. Things are hard. People aren't interested. Maybe I'm not really cut out for this, or maybe it's my mother's fault. All those like stories that you're telling yourself. You need to just bank the old stuff, and you need to start telling yourself a new story. And this is where visualizations come in. When you start to sort of see the new story, the future, what your future looks like, what you're doing, how exciting it is, how wonderful it is. And that again ties into your mindset. So the visualization and the mindset then sort of help keep you buoyant and keep you going. So I think those are the 4 things for me for this week: is get clarity, be absolutely certain about what you want, visualize so that you have, you know where you're going, and you can see things coming through, and they really are attracted to you. And then lastly, it's your mindset. And Tim has been talking to us about mindset, and it is so true. I've really experienced it. So just a couple of points quickly about talking to people. What I think has really helped me this week is that because I've got all this passion and drive and excitement and energy, I've actually become a little bit more detached when I'm talking to people. So not sort of going in and trying to give them all the details, and in fact not really sort of trying to tell them much at all, because it's so nice when you tell somebody a little bit about what you're doing, but then you give them space to come in and ask you questions. Because when you give people space to come towards you, that's when you start to get a really great connection. And so, you know, the people that I have spoken to this week, because I haven't been trying to get them on board or anything like that, I have just given it a bit more space. I couldn't get rid of them. They just want to know more and more and more and more. And it's just so much fun, because then you can start to sort of see what they actually want to know. And that's been really, really brilliant. And the other thing is, just with my certainty and my clarity, I now know that I have got, or we have got, absolutely everything that other people want. And having that confidence, knowing that we've got everything that people want, just helps us to, it just helps me to feel completely confident and completely at ease that, you know, I've got what you want and I know it. And if you want it, then you can have it. But I'm not going to force it on you. So it's just been so playful. The fun, the playfulness, the visualization, it has just been incredible, and it's really created a real shift for me this week. So I've got a few more points, but I think, you know, let's stop there, because I think that's quite a lot already. And so I'll get you guys back on the board and see what you think.
That's definitely all good stuff, right? That's what it's all about. You're not trying, like, stop trying to recruit everybody on the planet. Just have conversations with people. People are people. That's what it's all about. Make it natural. Don't make it weird, because that's where people have a big problem. Is they just they make it weird. It's like, well, what do you do? When somebody asks you what you do, and all of a sudden your face turns the color of my shirt, and you're completely dumbfounded. And then you start talking about what you do, and you go off on some crazy tangent to the point where they're like, whoa, you're one of those. Stay the heck away from me. That's definitely not what it's about at all. And you spoke about, you know, some of the things that are key, like clarity and certainty. And you know, these are words that I've kind of been ingrained with now. Vision, belief, confidence, certainty, clarity, passion. And they're all driven by action. That's what it's all about. Just stop getting ready to get ready and just start taking some action, whatever it is. Put your foot in the water and start moving forward. The more you get uncomfortable, the more you'll start getting comfortable with those things. But it's a matter of making it happen. That's what it's all about. Is just taking those steps and going and doing it consistently. And the visualizations are key, just like you said. You can play with it anywhere, right? It doesn't just have to be about business. It can be about parking spots. It can be about traffic. It can be about anything. It can be about your house. It can be about if you have a job, it's about your job, whatever, right? You can make those visualizations work for you, because the universe will work with you. It's scientifically proven now that what you put out there is an energy, and it's a true energy, and that energy focuses back to you. It is what it is. It's real. It's cool stuff. And the more you focus on the good stuff and the things that you want, the more those things will come around to you. They might not come around the exact way that you think they are. Like, here's an example. For whatever reason, when I was with another company, I wanted to get somebody to work with in Texas. Now, this was 4 or 5 years ago now. I don't know why. It was just one of those things. I want somebody from Texas to be on my team. Well, look how that came back at me. Pretty cool, right? It came back tenfold, and in a way that I was looking for a rep, somebody that could build Texas for me. But here I got the best business builder in on the planet on my team now. How cool is that? So it works, and you just need to focus on it. Peggy?
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say one thing here really quickly, is that when you're doing your visualizations and you focus on things that aren't really important to you, you are a lot more relaxed about it. And that's why I started playing with all these different things, because, you know, when you are thinking about visualization for your team and building the business and that kind of thing, you can feel pressured. And then you don't have that relaxed, enjoyable sort of knowing that just comes so easily. Whereas if you focus on something completely, you know, almost unimportant to you, just something fun, and you start to see how that becomes true. It gives you the confidence to start focusing and visualizing on things that are more important to you, and it just is all about practice. So that's why I started to play, and I think, you know, that's what makes it so much fun. And Mike, you know, you said there about taking actions. I read something this week. It said, words don't teach, actions do. And, you know, that was just so brilliant. That was another thing that just made me get out of my seat and just get out there.
Peggy?
Okay. Well, G, something you said really resonated when you said the feeling of knowing. That is what it is, a feeling. When you do your visualizations and you see what's happening, what you want to happen is happening, you feel that joy and that confidence. And like Tim always says, your subconscious doesn't know if that's real or not. So it really is a feeling. And when you're talking to someone else, that energy that comes across is a feeling. And that's the same way when you are going towards someone too quickly, that feeling is to get away. But when you're giving just enough information to make them curious, then that feeling is that they want to lean in and hear what you're saying. It's almost like a whisper. The whisper makes them want to listen more than you blaring it out. So yeah, and then action. Without action, you have nothing. But that's the fun part about action, is you find that this action works and this action doesn't. And there's no one, anyone can tell you whatever, but until you do it yourself and feel that feeling, it's not the lesson learned yet. I'm not saying don't learn from others, okay, don't jump off that bridge. I don't have to do that to know that what they're telling me is true. But there are some things you have to feel yourself before you really, quote, get it. But you're doing a great job of covering these things. I'm looking forward to your other points.
Brilliant. Well, Peggy, you brought up a really good thing there, is, you know, when you're talking to somebody, they can actually feel what your intentions are. You know, I don't know if you've spoken to people in the past where they're talking to you and they're saying something, but you can feel it's not really, you want to know what the underlying story is. You want to know what the agenda is. Have you ever spoken to people where you sort of think, you're telling me this, but I know that actually there's something else? And when you sort of have that there's something else feeling in a conversation, it makes people feel uneasy. It makes people feel like, you know, you're not being true, you're not there, and it is so much, and that's why I really wanted to focus on the feeling. And you know, you brought up some really good points there, and it is just about the feeling of, in a conversation, the feeling of knowing, and it is about the action. And it is about the action, and you're absolutely right. You know, there are some things that you can learn from people, but you also have your own way of doing things, and a way that works for you. And when you feel comfortable, like Mike said, you know, if you make things all uncomfortable, then you're going to make, if you feel uncomfortable, you're going to make somebody else feel uncomfortable. And it's just the whole vibe that sort of makes things a bit crazy. Great. Well, let me do a couple more. So another thing that I've been focusing on quite a lot this week is when I'm connecting with people and when I'm talking to people, because I have the confidence and I have the passion and the energy and I know that I've got what people want, I've actually been a little bit more gentle in finding out what their biggest challenge is, right now in their business. You know, sometimes people also tell me personal stuff and that kind of thing. For me, it's all about, you know, what's your biggest challenge right now, and, you know, how can I help you? What are you looking for? You know, what's your dream client? And by doing that, I actually can connect with them on a deeper level, because I'm putting myself in their shoes and I'm looking at their life through their eyes, or as much as I can. And that helps me to connect on a much deeper level. But also it helps me to then, when I know what they are struggling with, it helps me to then present what I have in a way that's going to work for them. But also what's really important is that I have had a couple of people this week where I've spoken to somebody and I've thought to myself, well, actually, you're not a good fit for my team. but in fact, you should speak to so-and-so down the road who's doing something completely different. And that's also really fantastic, because when you are careful about, when you care about somebody else's life, and what's going to be best for them, and it's not like you just trying to recruit, people trust you a lot more. And the one lady that I actually spoke to, and I said, listen, I do think that this business model is a great idea for you, but I think you'd be better suited to this company. And she said, actually, yes, I think I would be, but my friend would be much better suited to you. So it's really great, because it's all about trust. It's all about building relationships, and it's not about a quick, fast sale. We're not trying to do anything that's going to make anybody feel uncomfortable. We want the people on our teams who are going to work with us and who are going to stick with us. So that's been really good, is to connect with somebody and look at life through their eyes. I've also just, when I've spoken to people, I've asked them if they have any experience with network marketing, and I also want to know what that experience is, because if somebody has had a hairy experience, then I want to be able to sort of talk to them and show them why things are changing, and how things are different, and give them a more neutral idea about what the business is like, rather than just leaving them to feel terrible about their experience in the past. So that's been really, really helpful. And then the last point is also just know that not everybody is going to become your business partner. Not everybody's prospect material, and be okay with that. And I sort of covered that in the last point as well. Whereas basically, when you have the confidence to be able to say to somebody, actually, this company would be better suited to you, that's when it shows that you're a real leader, and it shows that you know what you're looking for, and you're looking for a specific kind of person. So yes, back to Mikey.
That is, when you can do that, when you're at that point where you're actually picking and choosing people and not just trying to bring in anybody that has a heartbeat, that's powerful. When you can say, you know what, I don't think this would be for you. It's powerful for you as a person to be able to do that, because it's there's times when you just want to say that to somebody, and you kind of, maybe you don't want to, because you think maybe you want this person in the business, but in the long run it's not a good idea. And when you can do it, you're on the right track, because that's your power. That's and it comes out that way. So it's awesome that you're there. That's kind of all I got.
Well, the other thing though about that is sometimes that takeaway, then you can't get rid of them, because you've done that takeaway. Now they want it all the more. And so you have to be very careful in the way that it's said. You were doing really great, G, to say, oh, yep, go over there. But sometimes there are the people that you don't want to work with, and it's so hard to say it in a tactful way. So, but back to the point, we aren't looking for just a heartbeat, like Mike said. We want people that really want to do what that we're doing, really want to be able to help other people like we want to help other people. And so it's just wasted energy working with the people that are just, I did a little video here a little bit ago about commitment. Those people that say, oh, I'll try it for a couple months. Why bother? If that's your commitment level, why bother? If you decide you want to do this, let's go for it. Otherwise, don't waste your time or mine. I wouldn't say it that bluntly, but that's the fact of the matter. So that's all I got.
No, but you're right, Peggy, and I think sometimes it is good to be blunt. I have been a bit blunt with people who I've spoken to, and I've just said, this is going to take some time. It's going to take some effort to build up. But once you get the momentum going, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. And, I did, not recently, but a little while ago, I was talking to somebody and she said, oh, maybe I'll just give it a go. And I said, no, because it's just not going to be worth your while. And so she's just a customer. And now that she's a customer and she's starting to look amazing, now people are saying to her, what are you doing? And now she's coming back to me saying, actually, I can now start to see how, things are really starting to work out and I'm getting all these compliments and things are so great. And I just think we need to be really true to ourselves, and we need to be honest with people as well. We don't want to sort of put people off. But there are different options, so when people sort of say, oh, I'll just give it a bit of time, I am very quick to say, it's not going to work. You have to be in it for the long term, and this is the commitment thing. So you're not going to give up until you have to be the kind of person who believes that you can work it out, that you're going to sort it out, that you're going to feel your way until you get to the top. Until you got that, or those are the kinds of people that you really are looking for. And those are the kinds of people that I'm really looking for. Is I want people who are going to never say die. Do you know what I mean? I want them to say, I'm here till the end, I'm going to the top, I know I can do it, I'm there, I can see myself there, I'm living there already, let's go. And that's the really important thing. So yeah, don't be too scared to sort of make people understand that a half job is not going to, they deserve a lot more, and they deserve to give themselves a much better chance. And if they're not prepared to do that, then just start on the products and just be a client.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It's I just put a person into the business for just that. They want to do the Zen, and I said, you know what? Why don't you just come in as a distributor? That way you can get everything wholesale. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to push it on your friends or anything else. If you want to do it that later, if it's something you're interested in, we'll talk about it. But for now, just do this. And it was perfect, right? No pressure, no nothing. She's happy. She's excited to do the program. And I know what happens with this program because it's happened to me personally. It's happened to my wife personally. Is people notice. They start looking at you and they start saying, what are you doing? Well, I got this thing. And it opens doors, right? Becoming a product of the product it's important, and it works, right? So people can see it. People will come in, and not everybody will want to come in for the business part of it, but they do want the products. So, depending on if you like them or not, you can sell it to them retail, or you can put them into the wholesale. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. I'm not worried about the profit that I could make on some product. That's overall, it's fine, but it's not that big a deal. I'd rather see her get good value for money, see exactly what she's getting, see the whole program, and just remember that volume keeps building up underneath you anyway. So it doesn't matter, right? It's for me, it's all good. She's happy, I'm happy, we're all happy. We're all just happy people. Peggy?
Yeah, exactly. And when you are really happy, that's when everything becomes so effortless. And I think it's really, really difficult when you first start this business to be at that happy place where you're just feeling good and just enjoying what you're doing, which naturally is, you just ooze this happiness, you ooze this confidence, you ooze this attraction. People can't help it. But I think when you first get into it, you try and work it so hard, and that just gives off the wrong vibe. Yes, you have to be action-orientated, but exactly, your client is going to look amazing. And because she's going to look so amazing, people are all going to want to know about what she's doing, and then she's going to feel so excited that she can share and help them to also do the same. And this is where it comes back to being a people-focused business and being this focused business where we want to help people and improve their lives and all that kind of thing. And it all just comes back down to the feeling, and it's about feeling good.
Yeah, and you're right. When you first start, yes, you're new and you don't really know exactly what to do, and you push.
Well, it looks like Mike has frozen.
Because that's what you think you have to do. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So what I was saying is when you first start in the business, yeah, everything's a little bit weird. And yeah, sometimes you might push a little too hard because like you're excited about what you have. You think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and you bleh on people all the time. And those people start going, whoa, get away from me. And it's until you can make it a comfortable conversation and not do that it becomes better. And like you say, over time, you just get better and better and better and better until you can just have conversations with people. You can pick and choose who you want as your customers, as your business builders, as people that you don't want anywhere near you. And that's all fine too, right? we all have a certain kind of we in our visualizations. I'm sure both of you have the same thing in yours. I know the exact kind of person that I'm looking for as far as a business builder goes, right? I'm looking for people like me and you and Tim and Pecha, people that want to build this business right to the end and not let go. And they've got the connections to do so and the means to do so. So it's not people that are living on such a tight budget that they can't make ends meet, right? There's no point in that. We're looking for people with means that can grow a business and understand this is a business and can really see the value in what it is, right? This isn't some part-time sell some makeup kind of a thing and make a couple of dollars. This is big business, right? And it's a big business where you can make a lot of money in a very short time, whereas you can't even do that in the corporate world because there's only so far you can get there, and it takes time. You wait for the next person above them to die until you get that position. So it's a way different way of doing things, right? So it's cool. I like it. Peggy?
Well, I'm glad I don't have to wait for you to die so that I can do better. No, I'm with you. It's just a fun, a family way to do it, a way, like you say, just being able to have a conversation and let the people feel what you're feeling and know that they want to be a part of it. And like you said, Mike, there are some people that you would rather not be in business with, and so just don't talk to them. That's all I can say, because if they feel the good feelings, they're going to want to join too, and some you don't want to. But this was a really good topic, and thank you, G. Yeah, we'll all get out there and be a little more bubbly. And anyway, great stuff.
Brilliant, Peggy. Nice to have you with us. You always add such value. Right, back to Mikey.
So
thank you.
Very well done. Thanks for staying up, G. Always appreciate it. Peggy, thanks for coming on board. So on that note, I guess this is a long weekend, so everybody enjoy your family time, your big meals, and whatever else you do. And we'll be back on Monday with the Big Tim. And on that note, we'll see you guys later.